All right, I'm Ashley Connolly. I am the head volleyball coach at New Albany High School. Volleyball is my life. Before here, I was at Alcorn Central for about 3 years, and before that, I was at Ripley High School, and that is where me and my husband and our little girl, we live. So I've been playing sports my whole life. My mom and my dad put me in soccer, t-ball, which I only lasted a day in t-ball, and other sports. Being from South Louisiana, we have volleyball was offered a whole lot earlier. Like I started playing in 4th grade. My best friend's mom she begged me to play because I was taller than everybody. Because girls, they tend to be taller when they're younger, and so I was actually playing basketball because my mom was a basketball player. And everybody thought I was going to be a basketball player, but my best friend's mom, she convinced me to play volleyball, and once I played, I was hooked. And I started playing club in the 7th grade, or 7th or 8th grade, in between those two, and I played club all through high school. Got offered volleyball scholarship to play at Mississippi State, and I played there for 4 years, and that's where I met my husband, even though we did not get married till about 10 years after we left. And I moved up here to Ripley, and that's what got me started in coaching. I would say my style of coaching, I am very fundamentally based. I am all about fundamentals. We are going to learn the basics. I tell my kids all the time, like, this may seem elementary to you because we have done this drill so many times, but if we can't get the fundamentals down and we can't get the basics, we can't move on to the next level. And so in that aspect, yeah, I'm very fundamentally sound. And then when it comes to in-game coaching, I am, I guess you could say, a little louder than some coaches, and I do try to get everything I can out of them. And I do also understand there are kids who don't respond well to that. So as being part of, being a coach, you figure those things out, and you're like, okay, I can go a little further with this kid, getting on to him, or but with this one, I've got to, kind of calm down. And some kids I've even had, they're like, please yell at me. So, it just depends on the player and what type of style they actually respond to. And that's what I've kind of learned over the past few years. I can't have my one coaching style with every kid because they're not all the same. I try to tell my girls, and I try to make it a point that they know that I'm here for them. Yes, I'm their coach, but if they ever need me for anything, they're not my top priority, because I also have a child of my own, but when we're out on that court and we're in that gym, they are my top priority. And even here at school, they know that they can come to me for anything, and it does not matter. The main thing is just to get to know the kids. That's my main focus, and making sure that they make it through high school knowing that they were loved by at least one person. Well, right now, we are at the beginning of the season, and everybody's hyped, and we have set our goals, our long-term goals, we'll have weekly goals, or we'll have practice goals and things like that. We've actually won our division the past 5 years in a row, and we have that big target on our back, and especially in division. And and I feel like I just keep telling the girls, I'm like, look, we're gonna have to play every single point, do everything we can to, if we want to keep growing and be 6-time division champs, you're going to have to do your part. And we're a team, and our team can't reach our goal if we're missing a piece of the puzzle. So everybody has to know their part, and everybody's got to do it. And I understand that some days they're not going to be as motivated, and that's perfectly fine. Some days I don't feel as motivated, but I ask them, just give me 2 hours of your time. Let's go. Like a 3-minute warm-up on serves. We're going to skip our defense. 3-minute warm-up on serves. Both sides. Take the card. Please take the card. We have great leadership through our seniors. We actually have 11. They've been with us, all 4 years, and they help out a lot. So their motivation there is not to go out their senior year not being division champs and not making it to the playoffs and hopefully making it to the dance. They see it, and that's what I try to tell them too. I'm like, y'all are setting the example for the younger ones, and y'all are what's helping us build this program and make it even better every single year. Keeping that interest, and and you have 7th and 8th graders and even 6th and 5th graders who see us being a winning program, and they want to be a part of that program. Like, they're like, oh, they have fun, they win, they get to do this, they get to do that. And I mean, that's what keeps it going. And I tell the girls all the time, I'm like, y'all have to set the example. And when you step out, especially if you're wearing this name on your shirt, I don't care if it's your jersey, a t-shirt, anything, if it says New Albany, you're gonna represent. And they've done a great job of doing that.
It's a new day at MaxxSouth. We are excited to share some great news. In our continued effort to support Mississippi businesses, MaxxSouth is now offering local advertising support. Through high-quality programming, we combine traditional television and premium digital advertising, allowing your multimedia campaign to reach your targeted audience at any time on any device. Call MaxxSouth Media Sales today at 662-701-8628.
Right now for practices, since we're in preseason and we haven't actually played that many games, now we did go to camp last week, but the majority of the time for practices for me, especially when I'm setting the goals or you know, coming up with a practice plan, is I'll look back at the game that we played and see what we need to work on, and then I look at who we're playing next, like our opponent, and what their strengths are, and trying to hone in on that and, you know, really focus on certain things. Like if it's serve receive, and we struggled with serve receive in that game before, we are gonna do a lot of serve receive balls, and we're gonna have a lot of touches on that.
Hey, if I can't hear you over here, then she's not gonna be able to hear you, okay? You gotta talk louder. Good, Lily.
You know, communication is huge, I know, in every sport, but when you're trying to keep a ball off the floor, communication is even more pertinent. And, you know, that's a lot. We do a lot of communication drills, or, you know, like, hey girls, you know, here, try it without talking, and then now let's try it with talking and see the difference, you know, because sometimes you have to show them that, like, this is what you look like on the court, and this is we don't hear anything. Now, why aren't y'all talking on game days, but you talk nonstop in practice? So, you know, I have to show them that kind of stuff. But right now in the preseason, we're mainly just doing our strengths. Things that, you know, I feel like we need to, that if we capitalize on, that we're gonna do really well at. So like serving, serve receive, making sure our outsides are getting the amount of attacks that they need to get.
Good, Maya. Quicker footwork. Hey, all blockers, y'all setting them up here. We need to be further out. Y'all give them like.
So it's been around, well, Tupelo has had it for a while. And it was mainly your big schools, your big 6A schools that actually had volleyball. When I moved to Ripley in 2010, they were going into their second year of having volleyball, and I was the coach there, and New Albany was in our district whenever I was in Ripley, and they came in about 2013, 2012. So, and then after that, like, all the schools started getting it, and then I think it was a couple of years ago where the MHSAA mandated, you know, they got rid of slow pitch softball, and so every school was picking up volleyball then, and it's just grown. I think they realized, like, oh, this is a fun sport. You know, I mean, it's very fast paced and it's fun to watch. And it's funny, like even the tempo of the playing and the ball, you know, the setting and everything has changed in the past 12 years. Like, we used to set like high 4s or high 5s, high 2s, high 9s, and now like we're being able to, because these girls are playing more and they're starting at a younger age, we're able to incorporate the faster tempo ball, you know, sets, and so it's making it that much faster, and it's making it that much fun. That's that much more fun, and it is. Like me, I played every position but setter. But when you get that kill, when you run that quick and you get that kill, or You know, you get that block on somebody who's been crushing it in a three, and it's awesome. It's that feeling. Like I tell my girls all the time, like, y'all need to talk smack to each other in practice, because that's what we would do. That's what happened when we would go back and forth. I was like, because it's fun. Like, make the game fun. It's only going to be what you make of it. And you know, as long as you're out there having fun and doing what you need to do, then I mean, it is. Right now, I think I have two that I know of. Macy Adams, she is our senior setter. She has had offers from Freed-Hardeman University, ICC in Fulton and Northwest. She's got a decision to make here in the next couple of weeks, but she's going to be all right. And then my senior libero, Brianna Shorter. She's got a few offers from some JUCOs in the Florida area, and so looking forward to that. She got to go on a few visits this summer as well. Last season, like I said, we've won our division. We actually went undefeated in our division last year. We had great leadership with my senior libero, Hannah Hughes. She was our only senior. So we're actually bringing back almost our whole entire team this year. We fell short in the second round, and it went to 5 sets, and it came down to like literally 2 points. And they tried, and I mean, it was heartbreaking, because as much time and energy that they put into it, you know, and not being able to just push those last 2 points, you know, it hurt. But I think that actually, going back to the motivation, that's the motivator for them a lot. You know, when you lose like we did, when you know you should have won, even though our opponent was as equal to us as, you know, that's what made that game so much fun. But you see it and you're like, no, it's not happening next year, especially when you're bringing back almost the exact same team that you had the year before. And it's like, no, we're not going to stand for it. We're going to fight and we're going to push. And a lot of that goes into our practices too. They're like, oh, we're not letting that happen again.
Go where they're going.
It's almost blocking.
Oh, when Lucy came in for that tip.
Like, how far do I need to go? Like here?
Where were you blocking?
Right here.
You need to be back.
Right here?
A little back further.
She like swiped in.
And
then Julie, like the ball landed. And Julie,
Yes.
but also I'm in her way. She just moved.
Then you need it. Well, she's running a quick. So when you're running a quick, you're supposed to stop where you are. Okay. So that's kind of like one of those balls. Okay. But technically, if I was to put you somewhere, yes, I would move you back here. And then Julianne would be kind of like where we're at.
My outlook for this season would be like, you know, we need to, since we are a veteran team, we don't need to fall into those, you know, freshman mistakes and, you know, or, you know, just kind of things like that. And having my seniors, because I'm very well known for putting freshmen in and, you know, starting them over whoever. I mean, I'm going to play whoever's the best. I'll put the best 6 out there on that court who's going to get us, you know, to get us further into the playoffs or, you know, further into the game. And just making sure that those seniors are pushing the kids to get them further. And, you know, that's kind of how we're looking at it. We've got X amount of games. These games I scheduled as they're going to push us games. These games are here for us to not fall to our opponent's level. With the veterans that we have, I feel like we should do fairly, you know, we should do well. Volleyball, though, over the years, our rival has kind of changed. For many years, it was Corinth High School. The past couple of years, it's actually started turning into Tishomingo County High School. It just kind of depends on the year with volleyball. But Ripley is always going to be our rival, like no matter what. Like that game will always bring in more attention than any other game. I would say that's going to be our rival right there.
Lauren, come over here. Your right side. Gabby?
Go play some beat. Oh no, wait. Sorry, didn't mean to.
Y'all go to where you're supposed to be so I can see what I'm doing, please. Corinne.
What makes a good volleyball coach? I would say knowing and understanding the game, knowing and understanding your players, knowing and understanding, you know, just to be a coach, you got to love it. And to be a to be a coach, you just got to be a person. But to be a good coach, you know, you got to learn the game. But to be a great coach, you got to love it. It does take some time out of your family life, but you know, I just bring my child with me, and you know, and she's there. She runs around the gym like she owns it. I mean, she's been here for 4 years, so since she was 3. But you know, you've just got to buy in and be a part of the program. You know, not just be here and be like, hey, you're doing this and this. Like, be a part of it. Like, yes, you are the leader, but you also have to lead with respect and lead with knowledge, and not just go out there and say, you're doing this because I said so. I guess to me, since I've been playing since 4th grade, I've met all my best friends. Like, every single one of them. You know, my best friend's mom was, my high school best friend's mom is who got me started in it. And then when I got to college, I met like my lifelong best friends who, you know, one of them actually just came and visited me and my husband this summer. She lives in, well, she was in Austin, Texas, but now she's in Amarillo. So it brings you lifelong friends. You know, that friendship we've kept over all these years. So I think that's my main reason why I love it so much.
Okay, let's go. Lay dogs on 3. 1, 2, 3. Lay dogs!
Game day to me is mental toughness and mental focus. Like, we know what we've got to do to get the job done. And it starts from when you wake up in the morning, to the breakfast and the food that you put into your body, and to the hydration that you're doing all day long, and to staying focused when you get on that bus, and then the moment that you walk into that gym and being ready to go. I feel like I've always had the go at you determination, like, I guess the fight, and like, you know, you make me mad, I'm coming at you harder. And like, to me, like, I feel like that's how game day should be. Like, you know, you're listening to your music, whatever music it is that gets you focused and gets you hyped and gets you ready. Just mentally being prepared for the game.